Welcome to the Geek 101 podcast. Should you play Stardew Valley? I'm Ariel Rada.
And I'm Andy Bowman.
And like I just mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about Stardew Valley. Andy, we are recording this on March 20th, 2020. Can you let the audience know, for future listeners, what is happening right now in the world?
The apocalypse hit a few days ago. We're alone. I'm now pantsless. I've given up on the entire idea of pants.
So as a result of the COVID-19 coronavirus, Andy, myself, and most of the civilized world is in quarantine or social distancing, keeping inside, avoiding people, keeping 6 feet away from all people because the virus spreads easily and people, elderly people, immunocompromised people, and some children even are very susceptible to something like this. So as a result, everyone's staying inside, working from home, which leaves plenty of time for things like video games. And we're here to talk about a very specific game called Stardew Valley. Andy, I don't mean to ramble. I'm going to give a quick recap of Stardew Valley, and then we'll get your opinion on it. In Stardew Valley, you play the role of a young person whose grandfather has just passed, and you have inherited their farm and their land in the small town of Stardew Valley. It is then your job to maintain the land, develop relationships with the town people, and do various tasks around the town. The game is known for its versatility and its pretty objectiveless direction of it. And we'll get into more of that later. Andy, what is your experience with Stardew Valley?
I've moved around a character. I've clicked on a few things. Really, I've only watched my wife play this game, but I have intimate experience with the Harvest Moon series, which this game is pretty much a spiritual successor of.
Yes, so there is a chapter in the book that we previously read on this podcast, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, where the creator, called Concerned Ape, I don't remember his real name, wanted to create an 8-bit game like Harvest Moon, and as a result, we have Stardew Valley. So here are some of the reasons why perhaps that you should be playing Stardew Valley. One, and I think, one is it's a very highly reviewed and highly regarded game for what it is. And two, it's available on darn near every platform. Andy, what does your wife play it on?
She plays it on the Switch because you can take it everywhere. You can hook it up to the TV, whatever you want.
So as of right now, the game is available on all major consoles, Switch,
iPhone.
Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. It's available as an iOS and Android app, and it's of course available in the Steam store on PlayStation. So it's the reason why I think we're doing this game first in our Should You Play series, which I think we'll do a couple more of these, Andy.
Definitely.
You can, provided you have an updated phone or a Switch or anything, you can access this game.
Yeah, and this game is the kind of make your own fun game that people need in times like this, right? Because so many games, especially narrative-based games, the value really only comes in playing it once. With Stardew Valley, it's a little different.
Yeah, there's a sense of monotony and organization that you can have in Stardew Valley, which I think a lot of people will flock to, in times where they have to maintain their own schedule instead of being, going to work at 9:00, eating lunch at 12, leaving work at 5. Those things do not exist for many, many, many people right now, myself included. And I think the monotony and the organization and the scheduling and the routine of Stardew Valley can be a relief to many people in this anxious time.
Yeah.
All right. So
And
go ahead.
sorry, Ariel. I also think the allowing people to be creative, though, is like one of the few things to actually improve things. Keep your mental health a little bit better is to exercise a little bit of creativity.
Yeah. So Andy, I'm going to give you some of the things that you can do in Stardew Valley, and you let me know one what your wife does primarily on the game and what you think you would enjoy in the game. So the first thing, the obvious thing that you can do in Stardew Valley is create a farm with crops and livestock and making cabins on your property and making a wheat mill or whatever, wheat silo or a mill, or you can have sprinklers that do it automatically. Another thing that you can do is you can primarily work through fishing. You can there's lakes and there are ponds and there's the ocean, and you catch different fish at different times in different weathers and do that. There is a sense of foraging and mining throughout the series where you can chop down trees, you can break open rocks with pickaxes, and I think one of the other things here. There's so many. You can establish relationships with everyone in town. You can get married, have kids. You can uncover scandals in the town, minor scandals, of course. And then the last thing, you can enter the mines or the caves, and you can play the role of adventurer, similar to old school Zelda. You have a sword, you have bombs, you have boomerangs, and all that fun stuff. Andy, what does your wife enjoy most about the game, and what do you think you would be interested in this game?
Okay, she is 100% all about the farming. All about taking care of these virtual animals, all about making, beautiful gardens with flowers and different crops and taking care of them, and I'm going to make an entire little patch of whatever kind of flower. She's very into that aspect. For me, I would probably start doing the adventuring stuff, but then get drawn into fishing right away. In every game with fishing in it, I end up getting so sucked into it. We're talking Ocarina of Time. We're talking Animal Crossing. We're talking Final Fantasy 15. There's fishing. I will probably max out everything.
Amanda, my fiance, she particularly enjoys going into the caves and going into the mines and battling monsters and stuff. Personally, I really enjoy the farming aspect of it. When you farm, you put stuff in a box which is sold to the town, and it automatically sells for whatever the price is. I love the economical aspect of it. How can I maximize my profits through farming, through crafting, through selling things? That is my favorite aspect of the game.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. Ariel, did you get involved in Minecraft at all?
No, I did not. I kind of count my blessings that I never did. I feel like I'd be consumed by it.
Yeah. It's very easy to get consumed by that.
Yeah, it is. It's a great concept. It's a great game. I just never got into it. Judging by how we've described Stardew Valley, Andy, what are some games that the audience would either like if they like Stardew Valley, or like Stardew Valley if they previously played these games?
All right, well, I just mentioned it. Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, so Animal Crossing just came out for the Switch. People were kind of really, really excited for the pastel blue and pastel green, colored Switch or whatever, what's Joy-Cons or whatever it's called, and people even went outside and braved the stores to pick up their copies of Animal Crossing.
Right, and GameStop has been wonderful and loving their employees and being very safe about everything to make sure that this game is available to all the consumers, even though most stores have run out of cleaning supplies as of now.
It is ridiculous. my fiance Amanda, who I know is listening to this, and shout out to her, I was able to turn her on to Zelda games because she liked the adventuring and like monster battling aspects of Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I can definitely see that the dungeon crawler, like, man. Yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking about everything because this game has changed so much since it came out.
Yeah, there are constant updates. He's working on it so much. There's a great story in John Scryer's book, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, where he was really struggling to make ends meet with his fiance while making this game, and like now he's a multimillionaire, and so but he still like communicates with the community, like with the fan base, and he still rolls out updates, and he's introduced multiplayer and created the ports for the different consoles on his own, and it's the success story behind Stardew Valley is great.
Yeah, and also I really want to stress this game is not expensive. You know, if you get the iOS version, it's like $8. I think the Switch version is like 15. Like this is not something that you will be spending $60 on like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, the low price point really works. I have like my cousins and friends who've just started it on iOS. It's so approachable and so easy to check out from there.
Yeah, basically like these make your own fun kind of games and express yourself kind of games. Like you get a lot of bang for your buck, but it's also, you know, it wears so many masks that you can do whatever you want and whatever you kind of just need to relax a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like, unlike a game like Dark Souls, that is constant stress all the time, where you can only be fighting for your life and fighting to keep all your items. This game is one where you can relax, but you can also do a lot of those cool things. You can go mining, you can go fight slimes. It's really nice. I really enjoy watching my wife play. Sarah, her name is Sarah. I should, that she's not listening to this, so I can call her whatever I want. But something tells me that my friends who do listen to this, if I say anything bad, it will get back to her. But just enjoying her planting some turnips, like the music's great. It's great just to kind of listen to. It's a blast, and it's the kind of thing where other people can enjoy backseat gaming.
Yeah.
And like good ways, like go plant stuff over there. Oh, what happens if you try to kill the cow? What do you get? Meat? Can you sell the meat?
Yeah. No, you can't sell meat.
I'm aware,
but I think the choose your own aspect of this game is what makes it work so well. The creator, Concerned Ape, literally like did everything himself, from the art to the music, if I'm not mistaken, and of course coding the game and the gameplay and stuff. So it's really, I hope if you try it, because of this, or you've tried it before, and you're listening to this and you're going to go back and play the farm that you've got 100 hours in. Appreciate the craftsmanship in regards to this. I know it's an 8-bit game, but there's a lot of really cool designs and cool things that the game can do. And it was all done by a guy sitting in his room, like not wanting to start a new job. So,
right. Ariel, this is not an 8-bit game. This is way higher.
Yeah. But,
it's a pixel game.
Yeah.
So also, dating is really fun.
Yeah. Establishing relationships in the game is quite fun. Yep. All right. I think, this was a quick episode, but we just wanted to get this out there. Stardew Valley is not a very complex game, so we don't have much to talk about.
Right. And we also wanted to kind of just keep a touch base, because I do know some people who are completely alone right now, and they are quarantining, and they are alone. They don't have a lot of people to talk to, and, maybe a few of you listen to the podcast and you just want to hear our voices. You want to hear the voices of friends.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's get out of here, Andy. But here's where you can interact and reach with us and talk with us online. Andy, where is that for you?
On Twitter, it is Hebrews Pale Ale, and on Letterboxd, it is also Hebrews Pale Ale. So Hebrews Pale Ale on pretty much every platform.
All right, you can find me at Dread Pirate Rada on Twitter. You can find us at Geek 101 Podcast on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon. Email us geek101pod@gmail.com. That's where we are for today. Class dismissed.